Hey guys, we are back for episode 4 with the exact same person we had for episode 3 and episode 2. So today we have a new challenge. It's not if how. We're going to be creating a religion. So yeah, I don't know if it's going to take off or what's going to happen, but it will exist. And if you find yourself believing in my religion, you are free to send me money anytime you like. So I've already come up with a religion last week. Just because I was bored. And it goes a little like this.
Gonna get your guitar, your banjo.
So I tried to come up with something that was at least slightly believable in this day and age. At least a bit more than ripped naked magicians floating around half naked in the sky.
That covers like every religion, by the way.
I know, yeah. So basically the belief is this. These aliens somewhere got much more advanced than us. They got a bit bored because they're finally like, okay, what's my purpose in the universe exactly? I have a lot of time to think about this now. And then they realized they had none, so what they decided to do was to become the universe. So I don't know what the fuck they did, but nobody does. They just became one big hive mind thingy, and now they're part of every particle in the universe and shit. And they have all knowledge and all that jazz, because your brain is like part of their brain. And by now they've probably realized that their lives aren't any more meaningful. They're just bigger, but so practicers of this religion try to become one with the universe, or whatever, through many means. Some people just donate a lot of money to science. Some people try to actually become physicists. And others just have fucking weird ways. There's no real dogma. Some guys just kind of try to expand their brain as much as possible, so that the more their brain is part of the universe, the more of their brain there is, the more interconnected it is with the universe, and therefore they're closer to their goal. Then other people just eat uranium and shit, But one problem with this religion is that once you actually do become part of the universe, it's not like you can tell anybody, because you can't control the universe. And you may say that, well, if I was the universe, I'd have controlled the universe, because the universe would be my body, but that doesn't make perfect sense, as if you had total control of your body, you never would have shat your pants before. If you haven't shat your pants before, by all means, become ruler of the universe and just fuck around with everything. But fair warning, you most likely just have shat your pants and forgotten about it. So I would hold off on dedicating your entire life to controlling the universe. Is that the perfect metaphor? Okay, so Mr. Person over here, it's time to come up with our own religion. So what's our target demographic? Are we going to market this religion to teens? Should we add a Z at the end?
You need to target them younger. Get them while they're still in the womb. As soon as they come out, you're just there standing beside the doctor with pamphlets and shit.
When you think about it, the elderly are about to die, so they're looking for a religion. Plus, they don't really need their money. I think we've got a good victim there. I mean, not victim, sorry.
Target demographic.
Yeah, practitioner of our great religion. Not victim. Trademark. See, one of the most important aspects of our religion is we have to figure out how we're going to plug our merch like a god church. How are we going to do this, man? What kind of merch should we have? Bibles are kind of passé by now,
Yeah, nobody reads anymore.
Yeah, they've been done. We need a TV show. We need memes. We need to use the power of memes to promote our religion. We need bobbleheads.
Gloves. Has any religion ever done gloves before?
That is perfect. Fidget spinners. Religion spinners. Oh god.
Are we allowed to say religion, or is that another trigger word now?
No, you're right. We'll have to call it an opinion.
Yes, there we go.
We can never be wrong. A fandom. What if Jesus is just a fandom? But if it was a fandom, we just have all this gay fan fiction of Benedict Cumberbatch and whoever our Jesus happens to be. Benedict Cumberbatch is the Jesus of the Sherlock fandom.
I think we should have washing of liquid bottles. All the people at home who are washing dishes and shit, who mightn't be women, might not be. Every day.
But probably are. But might be.
It's possible. Yeah. You never know.
Probable.
Yeah, it's probable.
Yeah.
But they look out that window every day in depression, wondering what their life would be. And, they look down at the washing of liquid bottle on their windowsill.
Of course.
And they see the answer.
That's genius.
It'll be like our holy water.
I don't know, I was thinking we should make our holy water drinkable. Like Lucozade, maybe.
You should get them to sponsor your religion.
Yeah, that's great.
Bed sheets.
Yeah, I think you really hit something there with the washing up liquid. In the marketing to people, looking for the answer to life. They're not feeling so happy. Lube. We need a passion of the Christ, We need something the kids will react to. They see enough, shit these days on the internet. We really need something, Jesus got like whipped for like 2 hours in that movie or something. Okay, our guy will get fucking raped, whipped, get his balls cut off, electrocuted, get his balls put back on, electrocuted again, get someone else's balls put on, so he has 4 balls, electrocuted in the balls, then you take off all the balls, arms amputated, someone else's balls put in place of the arms.
No.
That's genius. Tickled in the balls, cyberbullied, raped with a taser. He will be crucified, not on a cross, but on a Tuesday. Whipped with a jackhammer, poked in the eyes, and then when he says, "Ow, my eyes hurt," they say, "Oh, I have a cream for that," and then they rub ice cream in his eyes, and it's really cold and it hurts. See, it's like a pun. It's like ice cream. Wet willied into the holes left by his severed nipples.
Jesus. Fucking hell.
Or KO'd.
Really?
This has to be brutal. Forced to eat his teeth. Forced to eat a phone playing 2 Girls 1 Cup. Forced to eat nothing but pasta for another 3 days. Will feel really bloated and uncomfortable. Forced to eat Caitlyn Jenner's leftover balls. And then lastly, made into a human centipede with only his own body. Now that's what I call an underdog to root for. Okay, well I guess now we have to talk about who is our Jesus? Who's the main man? Who's the real G? The JC? The PYT? Tyler Perry? I'm thinking Kanye West. Cause we want to fuck with Jesus, we need Yeezus.
I don't know what to say to that.
Noises of ecstasy. It doesn't have to be a word in the English language to display your emotions. Okay, we've got ourselves our lyrical miracle individual. Spiritual. Oh my god, literally every one of those words. Even miracle and spiritual are religious.
Lyrical miracle, spiritual individual.
Yeah. Oh my god, thank you so much, Filthy Frank. Shit, maybe you can be you can be in our next religion. How about that?
What?
Filthy Frank can be the Jesus the next time, when it's his turn. When Kanye West finally solves all of the world's problems and flies away into the stars. Or underwater. As a gay fish. Kanye West should play Aquaman. Aquaman will finally be taken seriously. So, we've filled our God Church with merch. We have our mascot. We've got our blockbuster movie. So we're pretty much halfway there to a full-fledged religion. Okay, well now, what's our commandments, Our terms and conditions. That no one will read. Jesus Christ, I just realized the Bible is like the terms and conditions of Christianity. And nobody fucking reads them. But they all just click accept. And be like, yeah, totally. What's our bro code? 1, don't finger your mother. 2, don't have sex with your mother. 3, don't eat out your mother. 4, don't make out with your mother. 5, don't finger your father. 6, don't have sex with your father. 7, what was number 3?
I think it was make out.
Oh, don't make out with your father. Don't give your father the suck. Well, that's 8. Jesus, I don't know. I mean, Kanye. I don't know how, God could round it down to 10. We're gonna have 50. And it's 2017. So, don't give your mother the suck. Number 9. And don't eat out your father. That's 10 commandments already. Actually, God put in a bit more thought than I had previously imagined into his 10 commandments. Not too much, obviously, but maybe 20 minutes. Okay, now we're getting into the real nitty gritty. The real philosophical part. Where do we draw the line with cousins? Can you finger your third cousin? Can you finger your fourth cousin? If not, surely you can finger your seventh cousin. That's just obvious. Because you mightn't even know, let's be real.
What would Kanye say?
I don't think he has any quotes yet on the topic. He'd certainly say that he knows the answer, but I don't know if he'd be gracious enough to tell us the answer. Jesus rhymes with lyrical genius. Another good question. Does 2 fourth cousins equal a second cousin?
16 type equal, but multiply them.
That doesn't make sense. That's like saying, oh, it'd be bad if you finger your fourth cousin, but if you do it to both of them, it's a little bit better. If you finger both your second cousins, both your third cousins, and both your fourth cousins, that's like your 300th cousin, and it's perfectly okay.
Sound like you have experience.
I think I got the same question in my maths book before, so. Okay, we'll leave the cousin questions for now. It's a bit too advanced. Maybe in the New Testament we'll get some enlightenment. Half-sister? What cousin equivalent is your half-sister? I don't know, I've never been so philosophical. I haven't read any Plato. Okay, you know, we're done with family altogether, okay? Okay, so which animals can you fuck? With most religions, you know, fucking things and not fucking things plays a really important role for some reason. So we'll just take it that makes sense. So I guess what we need is a list. We need a list of all the animals in the world.
You need a list.
Okay. What we're gonna have to do is just individually figure out which ones you can fuck and which ones you can't fuck. I genuinely think that's the best way.
It's probably run by Kanye as well.
Yeah, you're right. Insects. You can't fuck them, but you can, like, jizz on them.
Oh my god. What is this fucking podcast? Jesus Christ.
I always light incense when forcing 2 insects to perform incest.
Oh, Jesus.
I think that was Oscar Wilde. Yeah, Oscar Wilde told me that in a dream.
No, it was Kanye West. It was the spirit of Kanye West coming down upon you.
Was that a vision? Was that a holy vision? You're right, maybe it was Kanye West. I just experienced a true lyrical miracle. Okay, so we'll just put the list in the back of our Bible. See, but of course, black and white rules like this present a lot of problems. You know, the world is in shades of grey. It'd be very easy to trick a parrot into giving consent. Okay, so let's just generally sum up the animals for now. You can fuck animals. That is okay. Just don't fuck gay animals. Because that's disgusting. What the fuck is wrong with you?
What about plants?
Plants? Huh. You have to be careful with plants because a lot of them are hermaphrodites, which is kind of on the line there. And well, there's not much risk in STDs, save for hay fever and yeast infection. Hepatitis C for celery. Okay, and now we've covered pretty much everything except for inanimate objects. Why couldn't we have sex on a tightrope? It was an unbalanced relationship. Now, I don't think it's controversial when I say there's nothing wrong with objectifying inanimate objects. I'm a genius. But one problem is, whose inanimate objects can you fuck? You know, do you really want your neighbor having an intimate sexual relationship with your printer? Probably not. It's a probably not. But it's still probably not. What if someone has a sexual relationship? What if someone has a sexual relationship with the last piece of toilet roll? Or worse, your bowl of fresh cream. You wouldn't even know. What if somebody has a sexual relationship with your wheelchair? And what if they're only using your wheelchair to get to your oxygen tank? Now you really start to realize how complicated it is making a religion when you realize the solutions to these problems have problems of their own. What if you just fuck what you own? Well then one day, sorry to tell you, but you're gonna get married, thinking you're in love, wake up, walk into the kitchen to find your naked husband writhing around on the ground, having sexual relations with your favorite copy of Shrek the Third on Nintendo DS. And he never loved you. And you know what? The more I think, the world just gets grayer and grayer. In more ways than one. What if your granny dies and her ashes are used to plant a tree? Can you fuck the tree? Okay, so I think we're finally done with all the sexual commandments. At least as much as we're gonna do today. Oh god! One more question. If your hand counts as a lover when it gets cut off, why not when it's still attached? Oh god. So much nuance.
We need to save some material for the next one.
I immediately thought of wanking material. Does rape count if she's asleep? God. Best use of my life. Okay, so now there's a few important questions we have to ask about crime. Firstly, is it rape if she hasn't been able to successfully prove to you that she isn't a robot? Secondly, should a rapist get a lesser sentence, or any criminal, if they say sorry? Because think about it this way, right? If you don't do that, then there's no incentive to say sorry. What kind of world do we want to live in where people don't say sorry? You know, is it not a better world if people apologize to each other for the things they've done?
If the woman doesn't report it, can she be arrested for withholding evidence?
Yeah, that's a really good point. Fourthly, if you regret it afterwards, who's the rapist now? You know? And lastly is a bit more of a profound statement on rape itself. And it's that if one person wants to do it and the other person doesn't want to do it, then when you think about it, it just cancels out. And sure, rape isn't a good thing, but is it a bad thing? Wait, if you rape a virgin...
A virgin?
If you rape a virgin, is that also theft?
Oh, shit.
He just stole her virginity. And now she's tainted goods and nobody will ever love her. That's deep. In more ways than one. Now, we're not very good at actually answering these questions, so I'm going to enlist the help of God by spinning this pen. If it points to my left, the answer is yes. If it points to my right, the answer is no. And the answer is yes. What a shame. If you murder over 40 people, is the guilt punishment enough? Let's consult God. No. Tough but fair. Okay, are blacks more likely to be criminals? I guess since we're making up this religion, we can just decide this now. So, let's check the pen. The answer is yes. How unfortunate for all us whiteys. How many prayers do you have to say before you can kill and eat another human being? Let's consult the pen. If the pen faces my left, it's 10. If the pen faces my right, it's 11. 10. If you ejaculate and continue the act of fornication, is it rape on your unborn child? No. Is crime spelt with a C or a K? Yes. Should courts be more concerned with whether or not they did the crime, or with whether or not they have enough evidence to prove it? Maybe. God's not sure. Let's give him a minute to think. Okay, let's give this another try. The first option. Should you always try your best? Yes. Even Hitler. Yes. Is it alright if every once in a while you just forget that murder is bad? Yes. Can you really be expected to always remember?
It's too much to ask of anyone.
Yeah.
You can't just put that kind of responsibility on someone's shoulders.
I know.
Expect them to hold it.
It's bad for your mental health. Is murder supposed to rhyme with turd fur? Yes. Is there a reason for that? Yes. Is it a good reason? No. Should people practicing large-scale tax evasion be sent to nerd jail because they're nerds and they couldn't survive real jail? Stupid. If David Blaine doesn't start explaining his tricks soon, should he be sent to jail for witchcraft? Definitely. If he does explain the tricks, can we at least conclude that he used witchcraft to come up with the tricks? Yes. Is witchcraft real? No. Okay, you know what? I think we've asked God enough questions for today. And we can move on. Now, person that I can assure the audience has been here the entire time. What is our God? Is he like the Christian God? White? Is he an alien?
Why is it got to be he?
Because God is a guy's name. Fucking idiot. No, if God was a girl, he'd be called Caitlin. Okay, so yeah, what is he? Is he a rock? Firstly, where does he live? Is he in this dimension? Is he on Earth? Is he inside Earth? Is he the sun?
What if he's the pen?
Okay, so the God of our religion, to be honest, hasn't really done all that much. He didn't create the universe.
He's just renting it.
And his main claim to fame is just being Kanye West's dad. And besides that, basically everyone just thinks he's a huge dick, because all he ever talks about is being Kanye West's dad, in an even more humble way than Kanye West talks about being Kanye West. God is balding. He's about 45 trillion. He's kind of middle-aged. He's divorced. Yeah, he couldn't afford heaven, so he moved down to Earth.
He couldn't afford to create heaven.
He had to sell heaven to Donald
But the
Trump.
bank was on his ass.
Yeah. Bill Gates owns heaven now.
Every day God eats microwave dinners.
Kanye doesn't talk to him anymore.
God just sits there on his reclining chair with a beer in his hand, just watching black and white
Oh.
porn.
When God isn't talking about being Kanye West's dad, he's normally talking about either how he would have gone pro if it weren't for his bum knee, how nobody talks to him anymore because they're all too jealous, how micro and soft he bets Bill Gates' dick is. And I know I didn't make that joke up, but see, that's the sad part. God, ruler of the universe, can't even come up with his own jokes, so he has to steal them from other people. And laughing about giving his ex-wife herpes. God often cries at night about how he once ate an entire bottle of Viagra trying to make his dick bigger and broke it. It's commonly known in our religion that the world will end once God finally realizes that being white, he's not actually Kanye West's dad. And Kanye's real dad is not called God. He's called Terrell Johnson-tron, Destroyer of Universes. One very important aspect about our God, however, is that despite all this, he could totally beat up all the other gods. He said it himself.